What's up guys, welcome to Captain Marvel's uniform review and also build up. I went and bought this uniform as fast as I could. Now let's see the skills. I saw the live stream and it appears that they removed her invincibility from the fourth skill and put guard hits on her fifth skill, which is an interesting decision. It's kind of weird, but okay. Now, I also saw that when you hit the fifth skill, you change all your abilities. I mean, not change per se, but enhance all your abilities. Also, the fifth skill does not have that long of a cooldown, so I think that you will always be in binary form if you have max skill cooldown, of course. Now, this is it only 5 hits. I thought it was bigger than 5 hits. This is not very good. Okay, whatever, I guess. So let's see, first skill. Yeah, uh, it's not an iframe. I and does it silence? Yeah, I think it's yeah. Okay, so first skill is silence and stun with no iframe. Second skill is iframe and damage and the stun at the end. That's good. Now let's see the third skill. So this is just iframe and damage. Yeah. This is just iframe and damage. Oh, I see a debuff. It might be... Oh no, it's just incapacitation. Okay, so it's iframe and damage. Now let's see the fourth skill. This is an iframe, right? I mean, there is no way this is not an iframe. Yeah, and it ends with a stun. That's perfectly fine. So basically, you have a few iframes, but you lose your invincibility. That's Captain Marvel's greatest advantage before this uniform was that she could be invincible 100% of the time. Now you lose that with this uniform. I don't know why they did that. This is a premium uniform. Why did you have to lose the invincibility? I don't know, but it's fine. Whatever, I guess. Let's see her tier 3. Okay. Now, the hits are just wow, so nearly 400. No, whoa. Okay, so 600 hits. That's a lot. Okay, so it appears that you might die with Captain Marvel if you're not careful enough, because you only have those 5 guards. I thought it was a premium guard, not only a 5 star. Yeah, let's check it out. Yeah, you see it says guard against 10 hits, right? So it's 10 hits and 20% more from the passive. So it should be, oh, maybe it was when skill is level 1. Yeah, I think that was the case in the preview. It thinks that the skill is only level 1, but I have it level 6, so okay. Now let's see. Other things, other buffs. First one, no buff, only a stun, okay. Second one has fracture and stun, okay, but no buffs. This is just damage, as I said. The passive is super armor and all defense, okay. Fourth skill is stun with movement speed decrease, so yeah, this is not very good. But, oh, okay, so this is ignore targeting. This one has ignore targeting. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Now here, let's see. 15% all attack, okay. Removes active buffs from the target. Wow, so basically now she is Shadowland clear 100%, like she can clear any stage no matter if she's at a disadvantage, just like Doctor Strange, Thanos, Apocalypse. Okay, now the guard hit, we will test that because it was a bit weird. Another 15% from this buff. Okay, all speed 4%, crit rate removes incapacitation. Does mind control or time freeze count as an incapacitation? Because then with that you can kill a lot of people in PvP. We will test that. Now let's see her tier 3. You've got ignore defense. Okay, you have, well, okay, so you have all the CCs. You have fear, silence, fracture, stun. You've got penetrate, of course, because it's tier 3. Ignore dodge rate 100%. Okay, and that's that. So we will have to cap everything. That's good. Her leadership is, yeah, it's good, but it's not amazing. Now, I don't know about a thing. So when I was in Radiant form, it also made my first skill not only stun, but silence. But that doesn't, yeah, let's go again. So Radiant form does enhance your other skills, but you don't really know how, in what way. Okay, so I do this. They only get stunned, right? I do Radiant form. I do this. They get stunned. Then they get silenced. Yep, it appears so. Okay. Now let's see what other hidden debuffs or buffs might she have with her Radiant form. Okay, so no buff on this, but incapacitation, fracture. Okay, so we know we have fracture on that one. This is the normal one with a fracture. Okay, but I cannot. There's that purple thing around the guy that I don't know what it is exactly. Come on. Oh, it's the fear. Okay, so if with binary form and second skill you also fear them, but then you also stun them. Why do you need fear and stun at the same time? I'm not sure exactly, but okay, whatever. Let's see the third. And yep, this is just more hits. Mm-hmm. Is No, it's more hits and incapacitation. Okay, okay. Now let's see the fourth one. Okay, so no buffs on me. Okay, so Radiant form basically makes all your attacks remove buffs, it appears. So when you're playing Captain Marvel, you're gonna take away all of that guy's buffs in PvP, let's say. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so let's see how how should what's a rotation for her? I think you will start with Radiant form, just so you get the buffs, all the buffs, and then I think the rotation is free. It's at your discretion. You can go for a 4 or 3. I don't think you will ever use 1 and 2. It depends on the skill cooldown. Let's see my stats. Man, my stats are really bad. I will work on her. So I'm gonna work on her and be back at you with a video of her. I think I'm gonna put her against World Boss Ultimate Thanos to see how she fares. So I'm gonna refine her stats right now. Okay, nearly done. So I changed her ISO set. I went with Hawkeye because I rolled a few times no Power of Angry Hulk, no Overdrive, and Hawkeye I think is good for her because of the skill cooldown duration, which I'm not capped at. So this will help me get to that cap. Going with her gears. Now, of course, I don't have them at 25, but I put some Uru on them. I decided to go only 4 amplifications. I don't want to break the bank just yet, so I for amplified all, and then I went energy damage on both, crit rate on both, and then another one just to round up the thing. Here I have attack speed, here the same deal, 2 energy, 2 crit rate, and 1 ignore defense. For amplified, 2 energy, 2 crit rate, 1 attack speed, and here I have 1 crit damage, and those 4 that I have everywhere. Now, for the custom gear, I went with crit damage and a proc. Now, I didn't want to CTP her or anything like that. Also, I didn't want to give her a bad custom gear, so this is pretty good. I think the immunity to fear is basically useless, but a proc and a crit damage is good. Okay, now that the skills I have here I have a all speed 4%, which will help me. Now that 15% crit rate will actually get me to the cap, I think, or very close to it. And also now I decided to ignore this buff. The ignore defense is 15%, but it's only for 5 seconds, and if even with your passive that increases buffs, yeah, it's just I'm gonna ignore that. It's gonna get over the cap probably, but what can you do? Now, let's look at the uniform options. I only got her to advance because, yeah. Her next one is Infinity War Thor, which is great. Is the second one. That means energy damage on this one. I have Infinity War Thor at the Mythic, so that's gonna be a lot of energy. But yeah, I don't have Nornstones because of the ultimates and the lab and the processor. So I'm gonna grind that out a bit. I think I'm gonna get her uniform to legendary, even mythic. We'll see about that. Definitely heroic or legendary. We will see about the mythic one. Now, uh, from the okay, so without leadership, without anything, these are my stats. Ignore defense, as I said, is not yet capped. I will cap it, even though when I will tier 3, this will be capped, so no issue there. The cooldown duration is basically capped, is 0.07%. That means it's basically capped. Crit rate will be capped because the crit rate caps at 75%. Now, when I do the uh, radiant form, it will give me 15%. So that will get me way over the cap, but whatever, it's not that much. When you have such a buff, it's hard not to get over the cap. On the attack speed front, we have 126, and with that 4% from radiant form, I will get to more, I think. Yeah, okay. So the best way in to build her is to give her an ignore dodge, because she cannot get ignore dodge, obelisk, and a damage proc on that. Of course, we're not talking about CTPs here. With a double ignore dodge and a damage proc, and then sink a lot, and I mean a lot, of resources and uru into crit damage, so that you will get this crit damage that I have here from Uru and other sources. I think that's the best way to build her. Now, as I don't give her a CTP, I will probably have all my stats capped or nearly capped. Now, I also noticed that she has leadership. I didn't know this before, but that means White Fox's passive applies to her, which means that she can go White Fox, Nick Fury, and then herself, and that will, I think, triple her damage, which is amazing. Now, I'm gonna record another video when I'm gonna get her to World Boss Ultimate Thanos. See you there.